I used to call you Pinky, but I work for a realty now, and I never learned what square feet even means.
Why do I need to know that? Go on Zillow. Stop asking me questions.
Pedro, I'm trying to cook and clean. Why do you have to be so mean? Look at the way I brush my teeth.
Tidy whities.
What more do you expect from me? Why did you steal $250K?
Why?
I want you out of the USA.
Bye!
So the Family Chantel is finally back, and when I tell you I was so excited to hear that there was going to be a season 5, even though I was really excited to see that the show was back, it really made me really sad because when we started off with the Family Chantel in the beginning, it did seem like Pedro really did love Chantel.
He treats me like a princess. Pedro's arriving here in just a few days. I can't wait.
What really broke them apart was Pedro's family. Why do you guys think that they hate her so much? They hate her, but she kind of was just trying to do whatever it took to keep the relationship together. If we look from season 1 of the Family Chantel to season 4, it really was Chantel trying really hard to make it work.
I only want for you to be nice. And I only want for you to give me love.
But Lydia is really a tough cookie to crack. Even when Pedro's sister was dating Alejandro, she ran him off with her purse because he was a dishwasher. So with that in mind, it is kind of hard not to think that maybe Lydia and Pedro's sister, I will not be calling her by her name because I'm just over her. I'm so tired of watching her bully Chantel.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
If we talk about Chantel's family, more importantly, Karen has been saying since day 1 that Pedro's family is a menace and Pedro's family only wants to be in America and they only want their money. Pedro's family and Chantel's family never ever got along. On the season 5 premiere, we learned that they have not talked to each other for 9 months. Pedro has started coaching baseball or whatever he was doing. I don't know. Honestly, if I can fast forward a bit, why was he in tidy whities? If we can we talk about that? Because that really sent me. It was also the putting the foot and just being spread eagle. I was appalled. I think the switch that really happened with Pedro is that he started getting so cocky. He started getting so confident when he started his new real estate job. When he started making his own money, he got cocky.
When did you stop respecting me? You treat me like I'm stupid.
Yeah?
You treat me like I'm annoying.
Yeah, you are annoying sometimes.
Then why are you even with me?
Because I don't know you want to turn like that.
And if you see in this new episode, Pedro's riding around in a new Audi, and I just feel so upset for Chantel because it's he literally has everything that he's wanted off of your back, and it sucks because it's you get left with nothing. You can really feel Chantel's pain, when she was talking about with her friend that she just always imagined herself having kids by 32. She always thought that it was going to be her and Pedro forever. And it was just really hard to watch how painful this divorce is for her. He is not grieving the relationship the way that Chantel is. I feel like women always kind of go through these breakups head first, and guys kind of try to do whatever else without really acknowledging the issues. The time apart gave her clarity into how badly she was being treated. The main overall theme of season 4 is that Pedro might be messing around with his new coworker, and he's now treating Chantel poorly because of that.
Antonella, she's cool. And right now we coming close friends.
Did she have a husband? I feel like she had a husband and they lived together. Where did they see that going? Pedro took $5,000 from their joint account to, I guess, get an apartment. I don't know if it was supposed to be an apartment for them. I don't know what was going on. Trying to even get in Pedro's head is just a waste of time. Pedro was always hanging out with his coworkers. Chantel felt very neglected. She felt like he was always being cold with her. He didn't want to sleep with her. And so she's kind of like, okay, like now that it's been 3-4 months, like, what are you doing? Who are you doing it with? I feel like that's when the suspicion really set in. And Pedro didn't do anything to make her feel at ease, because when she like tried to go hang out with his coworkers, he was like acting like it wasn't even his wife. Like he was acting like he didn't even know Chantel. Like she totally cramped the fun. He didn't hug her. He didn't say anything to her.
Can you give me an introduction to your friends?
You know all of them.
But I'm here to get to know your friends a little bit better.
You know all of them.
Pedro truly feels like Chantel stole money from him. How can you steal money from a joint account? I don't know. If you're going to cheat on someone, you shouldn't put money in a joint account for your wife to take. That is how I see it. I'm like, you think that you're going to have all of this money that you can access while you're not, I don't know if you're being faithful to me, you're not coming home on time, like I don't know where you are. That's not how like women work. We think with our minds, and our minds say, take the money out. Chantel allegedly took 250 grand out of the joint account, leaving Pedro with just $5 to buy licorice. He took $5,000 out of the joint account previously to like put some money on the apartment or whatever. It's like, why are you even getting an apartment? We just bought a house together.
I tried to buy some grocery for me because I moved to a new apartment and had no food in the apartment, nothing. I tried to get some food. When they swiped the card, was declined. It's nothing she lent me. Okay?
I have been dedicating my life's work to making this 90-day list of most toxic men and most toxic women of this 90-day universe, because I really feel like we need to talk about it. And you know that Pedro is going to be at least in the top 5. He has some audacity. And most men have audacity just built in. He has some audacity. First of all, he says that Chantel stole the money. Okay, moving on from that, he feels like he is a free man. He feels so delighted in this divorce. You know, while we see Chantel struggling on the other end and it's hard to watch, we see Pedro seeming like he's been freed. Like Pedro feels like he has been released from the shackles of the family Chantel. He's like, F them. They are like awful people. They're bad people. And I'm just like, but she's still being nice to him. She's still kind of being nice to him, because as we move towards the end of the episode, they have to meet because they're trying to sell this house that they bought together that Pedro never wanted to live in. Chantel offers Pedro 50-50. Let's split it down the middle. Like, you get your half, I get my half, and I get all of the furniture. Karen and myself agree that Pedro does not deserve a dime. He does not deserve a dime. First of all, there has been more than 250 grand put into Pedro being an American citizen. It's a lot of money sponsoring him not being able to work. I remember watching Chantel go through nursing school. She was trying to pass a test, but she's getting stressed out by Pedro the entire time. And then when she didn't pass after him cheating with, or allegedly like cheating and dancing with Karaima in DR, then he wants to be mad that she didn't pass the test. How am I supposed to pass a nursing exam when you're in DR acting like a fool? Huh? Let me tell you something. Pedro could never pass the nursing exam. Let's just get that. Let's just talk about that. And he gave Chantel such a hard time for not being able to pass the exam the first time, and making it like, you're taking so long, you need to hurry up and finish so that you can support me and, you know, me going to school or whatever. I'm like, do y'all want Pedro to sign off on your medications? Do y'all want Pedro to be giving you an IV? I wouldn't trust it. Pedro really feels like he supported Chantel that entire time when he couldn't work and she was going through nursing school. And it's like, he really did not support her. If I can't focus, if I can't come home from a long day at school and just like vent to you and just like be with you and be loved by you, and instead I'm worrying about who you might be messaging or what's going on, that's not being there. That's just you living at my house and like playing video games. That's not the same thing. And that's all I remember Pedro really doing. I don't remember this cooking and cleaning. When the roles were reversed and now Pedro does get to go to school and go to try to become a real estate agent, or a professional real estate agent as he says. I'm like, what other kind of real estate agents are there? He doesn't really even care because his mind is somewhere else with some other girl at his job. The whole premiere episode leads up to Chantel and Pedro finally seeing each other after all this time. Chantel looks incredible like she does in every single scene, and Pedro is wearing these huge gigantic shoes that look like, you know, those slippers that like are supposed to look like shoes but they're really slippers, like they really look like that. And try to put on some glasses. I never even seen him try to like see before. Now you want to see, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like don't, like,
Thanks God.
thank God we're divorced. I'm like, ugh, here we go with this. Let's just be civil about this. Like, it's just everything about Pedro is just so immature and it's insane. And then Pedro tries to like say he can sell the house. What?
Or 0.6. No, 0.6. Yeah, it's like almost 25,000 commission. I can sell the house for me. You know, was available to do that.
I do.
I'm not the intern. I mean, she looked at me like,
What's wrong with that?
nothing at all.
Nothing's wrong with it.
So,
No, I'm saying
what now?
Are you kidding me? First of all, it's alleged. Like, there's rumors that like the real estate agency you work for isn't even legitimate. Second of all, that's like not how it works. It's like, we are not, I don't trust you at all. So why would I even want someone who hates me? That's just a conflict of interest. And then it was so funny because in the absolute end of the episode, Pedro tries to say, oh, well, I need to get from the house. I need to get my gaming chair and a couple tables. And Chantel said, did y'all hear something? I thought I heard a brokey talking. No, it must be the ghost of somebody bro. I guess. Chantel did not want to divorce. Like, even when it was very clear that it's time to go, it's time to leave Pedro, she was not ready to go. Even after like knowing there's something shady going on with him and that girl, I do think that was like what made her snap. But I do think that if he had like denounced her and like been like, okay, no, I'm sorry, I only want you, I think she would have been fine with that. Like, I don't think she was ready to go. You come to these terms where you're like, this is just not gonna happen. This just isn't meant to be. Like, he is no longer going to be my future. I don't think Pedro's really prepared for what Chantel has in store for him this season, because the Chantel that he knew is not there. He thinks that Chantel was a demon. Their family was so bad. No, you haven't seen what Karen can really do, Pedro. You have not seen it, because she was still trying to be civil and mild-mannered. What we've seen of Karen from season 1 to season 4, that was her being mild-mannered because she still loves Chantel, and she's like, okay, like, this is my daughter, I don't want to, like, you know, mother-in-laws typically be trying to hold their crazy back when you're still with them. Now that everything is done and she has no allegiance to you, she doesn't have to be nice to you, they are going to give Pedro hell. And that's just Karen. Let's not even talk about Thomas. Thomas is in his like baddie era now. Like, I haven't heard Thomas speak for 4 seasons. This whole family is barracudas. I said, huh?
And they should be ashamed of themselves. I said his family is a bunch of barracudas.
What is a barracuda? Who, what? But he called Pedro's family barracudas. And I said, oh, Thomas is not effing around this episode. Like, I can see the type of energy that Thomas is about to bring. His curls are popping and he's ready. So I'm super excited to see what happens in the rest of the season. I'm gonna try to cover every single episode, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.